swag of a prize fighter. The antithesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never pose. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is, does AJ need another fight before he steps in the ring with the WBC champion Tyson Fury or the former WBC champion Deontay Wilder? We're going to listen to what Derek James had to say about it, and then we'll give our opinion. All right, so this video appears courtesy of IFL TV. Subscribe to IFL TV. Get them to 1 million. At least get them to 800,000. Subscribe to IFL TV.
Eddie, his promoter, did strike a deal with Queensbury for Tyson Fury or Joe Joyce or with Deontay Wilder's guys. You'd welcome that as his trainer for his next fight, Derek?
I think that I'm not involved in that part of it. So
you have an opinion as his trainer.
Yeah, but listen, I want for him what he wants. So if he wants that type of fight, I'm ready for that fight. I only want what they want. I have no choice. You know, I don't really care about it. It's his career. I'm just help guide him, help prepare him, get him ready.
How do you think he would fare against Tyson Fury?
Man, why you ask me a question like that? That's a dumbass question.
Why?
Because he know the answer.
How does he fare?
What are you talking about?
How's the fight go?
But why would you ask me how does he fare? I'm not going to ever say I'm going to lose. I don't believe in lose. So then
how does he go about winning the fight? How does he fare against Tyson Fury?
Hey, man, he gonna win.
Knocked him out, or?
I don't know about all that.
Your face, G.
All I know is
watch your mouth, man.
Myself and my guys losing.
No, I didn't ask that. How does he go about winning, fair in terms of his performance?
I watched Tyson Fury, but not enough to watch him in competition for him. So I just watched him as a fan before. So I've never watched him as a, somebody that, I don't know. I got to watch him. I haven't really seen him. I seen him fight the Wilder. I haven't seen him fight, be into it. I don't know.
I refuse to not be person.
So
did we do enough? Well,
I respect the answer, though. I respect it. You know what I mean?
That's what Derek James said when he was asked about whether or not, Joshua should go into a fight with Fury immediately, or if he needed another training camp. I'm going to turn it over to Conspiracy, who I'm sure has an opinion on this. Does Anthony Joshua need another fight before fighting Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder?
The answer is hell yes. And only reason why is because I don't feel Franklin was enough to prepare AJ for a number of things. Now, I'm going to put Wilder aside for a second, and I'm just focused on Fury for right now. The difference is the volume that Fury provides. I think he needs to prepare for somebody with volume and movement. So I think a good test for Anthony Joshua right now would be, and I'm not comparing the two. However, there's certain attributes that these two fighters have that could prepare AJ for Tyson Fury, and that would be Michael Hunter and Hrgovic. Now both of them, they're way shorter than Tyson Fury, but in the ring, they provide that volume and that movement that could prepare AJ for the likes of a Tyson Fury. Now, in regards to Deontay Wilder, I don't know how you could prepare for a guy with a right hand like that. So I don't think he could go in there with heavy hitters. But I think it would be good for AJ to go up against a Efe Ajagba to prepare him for Deontay Wilder. He just has to get used to a guy that's not as technically sound as he is, but still just as dangerous. And I think Efe is a good stepping stone in preparation for Wilder, But nonetheless, I wouldn't recommend AJ going straight into a Tyson Fury or a Deontay Wilder fight right now, because There's a lot of things that AJ needs to work on, and I wouldn't want either gentleman to get a victory over AJ when we don't even think this is the complete package AJ. So I do feel like he needs like another like tune-up or touch-up before he goes back in there with the big boys.
All right, TBE.
No, I think AJ, like, Franklin was just a tune-up fight. And AJ showed you he's still more than capable of dominating that class of fighters. But when it comes to Fury, I think he needs to like show us more. He needs to show us more. Is he gonna go in there, fight slow, let Fury dictate the fight? He needs to show that he's running the show if he wants to take on the Fury or Wilder. Because if he goes in fighting like not confident he's not confident when he goes into the fight, then then you're giving the Fury or Wilder the keys to the car, whatever. I've said it wrong, whatever, but you get what I'm putting down. So I feel if Fury and Wilder come in with more confidence than AJ, then they would literally dictate the fight. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. You can't let them dictate the fight. So AJ, you gotta just show more like, I wouldn't say aggression, or you just gotta show more like that you're here. This is your fight. You're running the show. But you know, sometimes boring fighters win, and everybody used to get on Mayweather. Mayweather won, and with the style, I'm not comparing AJ to Mayweather, but AJ, if you're gonna fight boring, just make sure you win. That's all I'm saying. And the way you do it, just do it.
Klitschko was boring, but he won.
Yeah, he won. Just if you're gonna fight boring, just win. So and the more you win, the more G hates.
So can you answer the question that's asked?
All right. Yes, he needs another fight, and I just say he needs to show that he can dictate a fight before taking on Fury and Wilder.
This is a tough question, but the answer for me is no. He doesn't need another fight, because I don't think the issue with him is his fighting ability. I've always said I think it's in the mind. I was having this discussion the other day, the difference between self-assurance and arrogance, right? So like self-assurance is when someone tells you something about yourself that you refuse to believe because you know it's not true. So like if someone tries to tell me, for example, that I'm not, like, because people would try to tell me and say, oh, well, you can't be a lawyer or you can't be this. I would assure myself that I can. So I would tell them, you don't know what you're talking about. And I am going to accomplish that. Someone may look at me as arrogant, but no, I'm sticking up for myself because I'm not letting you dictate how I see myself. I'm not letting you determine what's best for me or how I view me, right? Whereas arrogance is like, you wrongfully just assume, or there's no evidence to assume. You just automatically, you come in, nobody doubts you. You just come in just bragging about who you are and all your accomplishments, right? It's something different. And I think AJ isn't self-assured. And that's what happens in his fights. Like, they walk in the ring. AJ's the two-time heavyweight champion of the world. AJ's former unified heavyweight champion. AJ's Olympic gold medalist. And he's the one who seems unsure of himself in the first few rounds against Jermaine Franklin. Jermaine Franklin, the dude who hasn't accomplished a fraction of what AJ accomplished, seems more self-assured of himself than AJ does. No amount of fights can change that. You understand what I'm saying? Is that making any sense? I'm just saying, like, you have to walk in that ring and know who you are. I can win because I have devastating right hand. I have boxing skills. I am the dude who did all this. You need to know that walking in. And if you don't know that walking in, I know the way that fight started, Jermaine Franklin believed he could beat Anthony Joshua. And even Anthony Joshua, seeming like he was doubting himself early, was still able to dominate that Jermaine Franklin. That's how good he is. That's how good his ability is. That's how good he is as a fighter. But up here, when someone says to Anthony Joshua that Tyson Fury can beat him, is he self-assured in his mind and in his heart that that's BS? I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't know. I know that Tyson Fury whooped Deontay Wilder twice. But if you go to Deontay Wilder today and say, Tyson Fury beat you,
You be like, nigga cheated.
Yo, exactly. What in his mind, he's going to believe he could beat Tyson Fury still. And that's the difference. Being self-assured. Because in Wilder's mind, all I got to do is hit you one time. And that's it for you. And he believes that. He's self-assured. Tyson Fury, in his mind, no one can touch him. Nobody born from his mother can beat Tyson Fury. I didn't say that. He said that. And he believes it. There's no doubt in my mind he believes it. I know he avoided the Usyk fight, right? He also tried to avoid the trilogy with Deontay Wilder. Got in there and still won. He's not the first time he's tried to avoid fights, and then when he gets in there, he still wins. So just because Fury's trying to avoid a fight doesn't mean that he's some punk who's afraid. Nah, Fury does Fury. We already know that.
And let's keep it 100. I highly doubt Fury's gonna duck this fight. This is the illest payday. Like this AJ, he's food, son. Like, come on. With all due respect.
So I'm not gonna go that far, but for me, the like, if you want to make a pie, like 70% of this is Anthony Joshua's mental. Is he self-assured? Is he willing to walk through it? Does he believe in his chin? That's another thing. I've seen Fury get floored several times and still be willing to go into the ring with Deontay Wilder and say, the only way you can keep me down is if you nail me to the canvas. Self-assured. He gets dropped. He still believed in his chin. Does AJ still believe? Does AJ want that? Like, see, this is the stuff I'm talking about. To me, there's no amount of fights that's going to change that, because at some point you're going to be placed in that position. If you give AJ 3 tune-ups and he smashes all 3 of those tune-ups, the moment he's in the ring with Tyson Fury and Fury's putting it on him, you need to have that self-assurance. You need to have that dog in you. You need to have that belief that I'm gonna do this, and there's nothing's gonna stop me. I don't know if AJ has that. But and this is coming from someone. Go ahead, G.
Well, when it a tune-up fight, like strategically selecting an opponent that could provide those attributes that Fury has to put AJ in deep waters, but there's still a strong chance that AJ will win, could prepare him for a Fury fight.
Well, who has those attributes that can really like compare to Tyson Fury?
No, that's why I said Michael Hunter and Hrgovic, they at least provide that volume that AJ would need, just in case AJ gets exhausted and he knows, like, all right, yeah, just because you went 12 rounds with Franklin didn't really make him work. Let's see him go 12 with guys that's going to force him to move around the ring, that's going to force him to throw more jabs, more hooks. Then let's see, does his endurance hold up? Because he's going to need all of that for a Fury fight.
Bro, to me, AJ's biggest issue is self-assurance, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like, none of that matters. I'm gonna give you examples why. Anthony Joshua with Andy Ruiz in Madison Square Garden. Did he finish that fight flat on his back, knocked out cold? No, he did not. He finished that fight against the ropes with like a smirk and a stunned look on his face. But he was not knocked unconscious, right? He still could have gone out there, right? When the ref stopped it, he was a little frustrated or whatever, but he knew what was up. He wasn't really, he didn't make no scene or anything like that. None of us, we all watched it. I don't think he really wanted to run back out there and try to have a go with Andy Ruiz when the referee stopped the fight, right? When Deontay Wilder was in that corner and Fury was about to knock him the hell out in the second fight in the 7th round and Brillin threw in a towel, I really think Wilder was mad. I really think Wilder would have rather get knocked out than have him throw in a towel. I really believe that. Why do I believe it? Because I saw in the rematch that that's really the way he would go out. I saw it in the rematch. And it's not only that. In the rematch, Fury dropped him twice. and Wilder got back up. Now, this is what I'm talking about, where you got to go back to that place in order to know if you're really different, right? Wilder went back to that place, and he was really forced to face what he said to everyone. Don't throw in a towel. I'm willing to die in the ring. I want to go out on my shield. He really went to that place and had to deliver. He had to get up. He put Fury down. Then Fury went back to the place where he always said, the only way to keep me down is to nail me to the canvas. And he had to deliver. Self-assurance. In that moment, these guys who did what they said they would do. Wilder went out on his shield and Fury got back up. And this AJ that's where I question it. And that's where everyone, he's always been. No one gifted, absolutely. Physically, no one can deny it. Ability, go ahead.
I hear what you're saying, but it's clear as day. We all see it. AJ still has some demons, bro. Like,
that's what would hold him back.
But yeah, but you think about it, it's hard to get rid of those demons, and then you're asking him to go into two of the biggest fights of his career, knowing that he still has those demons.
Herkovich is never going to change those demons because Herkovich is Herkovich. Michael Hunter's Michael Hunter.
But at least there's certain things that they could be like, all right, him and Derek could be like, all right, you need to work on this. You see, AJ, you could overcome this. Blah 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 blah. Like, you got to do something to prepare them for.
No, I give it. There's little moral victories you can get.
Exactly.
Like, he got his swag back against Franklin towards the end. He found out he can go 12. Yeah, you can go and you can get another moral victory. But my point is, those moral victories are not going to help you if Fury drops you and you got to get up and win that fight. Self-assurance. When he got dropped against Klitschko, when AJ got dropped against Klitschko, you couldn't tell AJ that he still couldn't win that fight.
Yeah, you see, that's a beautiful
thing. When Klitschko got dropped, listen, Klitschko's the best example of this because we've seen Klitschko get knocked out early in his career. Yeah. And then in the fight with AJ, he got dropped, got back up, dropped AJ, and made it a very interesting fight until he got knocked out. But again, Klitschko, someone who used to get knocked out early by dudes who were less caliber, end up developing confidence in his chin later on. That's what, AJ needs to do. Otherwise, I don't think he can compete. But go ahead, G.
Yeah, but all right. So now we also got to factor this in. AJ in the rematch to Usyk, right? AJ trained his butt off. This was probably, like, the way AJ was talking about it, this was the best AJ possible. And he still came short, right? That has to mess with a guy's psyche, bro. Like, and Fury, who's still undefeated, he doesn't go in there with demons. He goes, none of y'all could beat me. You know, Wilder, like, he lost to Fury, but Wilder believes in his heart of heart, Fury cheated, right? So, but AJ doesn't have that belief anymore. It's clear as day. Now AJ has this, I don't know, let me try something safer.
Nah, I wouldn't say AJ. I would say when he was trying to chase Undisputed, he put a lot on his plate. But now I feel like AJ's in a different place where it's like, I'm doing me, but I feel the only thing I criticize is AJ's the dog in AJ. Can he show us he still has that dog in him? Like, if he gets knocked down, is he gonna come back and he's gonna take the guy's head off? Like when he did against Klitschko, when he did against Ruiz, showed he still had dog in him.
A hungry AJ.
Hungry.
He hasn't been hungry for a long time.
Bro, you think Herkovich or Michael Hunter's gonna drop AJ? Like, realistically,
no. That's why
let me ask you a question. All right, now let me ask you another question. Realistically, do you think Deontay Wilder can drop AJ?
Of course.
Do you think Tyson Fury can drop AJ?
Of course.
And that's my point. You're not getting anything fighting those guys because they're not going to present the type of thing